So what we're going to talk about today is networking versus what's not working, and the do's and don'ts. And the question I want you guys asking yourselves, are you professionals or are you just winging it? And a lot of us go to these events and we kind of just wing it. And hopefully you'll stop and you'll have a game plan and you'll get better results. So who here currently networks and goes to events? And who here is going to start networking? And who here is just here for the coffee? Thanks, Larry.
It's good coffee.
So what do you think of these networking events? You know, you walk into these rooms, there's 200 people. It can be a little intimidating, right? Anybody else feel that, or is it just me? Okay. Who here thinks that networking doesn't work? So everybody thinks it works? I was prepared for some hands going up there. Who thinks that the events they go to are no good? Really? You guys think all these events are terrific? And yeah.
Sometimes they're not so good.
Right. I agree. Who here knows why they're networking? So the reason I network is to ask for referrals. It's also to give them, but it's not to sell is the point I'm trying to make. We're not going to these events to sell our goods. It's more to get people to know us, we get to know them, and then we can ask for a referral. And then we get these tentacles that come off us with all the people we know that can refer business our way. So has anyone here given up on networking altogether or afraid to start? No? Okay. So my opinion is that networking works just fine. It may not be working for you, and let's find out why, but it works just fine. And what's the alternative? Cold calling? Yeah, cold calling is pretty awful, right? I haven't cold called in years because I have a network of people. You know, I've just come from an event. There's a stack of warm leads of cards on my desk. It just seems to work out. All right, so let's talk about the not working part first, the aspect of not working. So here's what not works, in my opinion, as opposed to networking. The not working is going to some 7 a.m. event. Let's use the chamber. A lot of us here are from the Morris County Chamber of Commerce. So let's say we're going to Business Connection, 7 a.m. event. We're waking up at 5-something in the morning, and what do I see? People talking to their buddies. People talking to their colleagues. They're talking about the Giants. They're talking about what just went on in the office. Is that why we're there at 7 in the morning? It's not, right? Showing up late is always a disaster when you're going to a networking event. So we deliberately had some time this morning for you guys to network, and most of these events do. So if it's a 7:30 event, get there at 7:15. Give yourself a chance. Network with some people informally. There probably is a formal segment of the morning, but get there early and give yourself a chance. Not having cards, always, it's mind-boggling to me that people go to these events and don't have cards. And not having a system for your cards. Men who wear jackets, we've got this pocket here, put your cards there. I've gone to events and people have handed me other people's cards. You know, because they get confused what pockets what and what's going on. So I always keep my cards here. And I'll pass these around, actually, if you want to pass them around. And the cards I'm drawing here in my pocket. Not having your own badge. These cost about $10. Get a badge made. Go to any of those ASI type guys, the Jeff Greens of the world. If it's $100, so what? I do these paper things that are always crinkled up and never quite look right. They don't work so great, right? Get a badge made. Be a professional. Not be prepared in general. Walking in late never works. It's never a good showing. And generally people that are late to networking events, they're late to most of them. And they come in, they're disruptive, they can't find a seat, and it's not a great impression of you and your business. It's not somebody that someone's going to say, oh yeah, I got to work with that guy. Not having a 2-minute intro prepared. Winging it. You end up 45 seconds. Something like that. Or you're at 3.5 minutes. Yeah, be prepared. Practice it. Practice it the night before. What I recommend you do is once you have your 2-minute intro down, you record it. And it's not so much that you record it for that moment, but replay it before you go into your next event. So it reminds you of your cadence, speed, what you want to say, your bullet points. I've written down my bullet points on the back of my business card, just because I was always writing them down anyway. Not having a follow-up system, that's always a big one. So we go to the 7 a.m. event, we get up at 5 in the morning, we come back with a stack of cards and they sit on our desk. What was the point of that? We may have met one person that was terrific and we think the other 19 aren't. How do we know? Do you guys have drip marketing, a newsletter, something you can send them? Maybe you heard something in their 2-minute intro that they're interested in, I don't know, surfing, and then you read an article about surfing, you can forward it to them and kind of create this touch. I hear it takes 7 touches to make a sale. I don't know if that's totally true, but network. Don't judge events by the sales you get is another big one. It's more behavioral goals we can control. We can't control the results. We can't say, well, I'm going to join this group for $500 and I'm going to get $50,000. And if I don't, it's a fail. I think we can more judge it by the one-on-ones we're getting, the introductions we're making. There's other barometers than just strictly numbers. Now, the number of one-on-ones would be a good one that you can judge it by. So not having a networking goal. And we'll talk about this later, but anyone who's in TAB, and I'll tell you what that is in a little bit, or myself, I have a networking goal for myself. If I go to an event, I know how many one-on-ones I want to leave with. And it's nice to go, it's nice to see everyone and shake hands and talk about the Giants and Rangers, but that's really not why I'm there. I'm there to meet new people, and I have a goal for myself. I'll tell you now, it's 3. So if somebody's going to draw my card, I'm going to draw somebody's card. So it's really just 1 extra. But if I can leave an event with 3 first-time appointments, I'm off to a good start. Not having accountability. I don't know who holds you accountable, if it's your spouse or whoever, but if I'm going to this 7 a.m. event and I strike out and get no first-time appointments, who's holding me accountable on that? Why am I going to keep doing this month after month? So have somebody hold you accountable. If it's yourself, that's fine. Make a chart. For us, we use boards. Again, I'll talk about that later. Not scheduling enough time after an event. So if the event ends at 9, don't schedule a first appointment afterwards at 9:30. Give yourself a half hour there. What if you meet your ideal prospect, but you've got an appointment set, a half hour away, 20 minutes across town, and you don't have time to talk to them and let them get to know you and you get to know them? So schedule yourself at an extra half hour. We have this room an extra half hour today if anybody wants to hang. So that's fine. Not giving events enough time. 1 and done. It was awful. Not going back. I'm guilty of that. Those meetup groups, I hate them. But there's something about meetups that's all right because it gives yourself a chance to cut your chops. That I like going to bad networking events once in a while when I'm introducing something new so I can practice. But don't be a one and done kind of person. If you're a member of a group like a chamber or a Rotary where there's a lot of events, let's say there's 100 events a year, 50 events a year, I wouldn't recommend making 12 events twice. I'd rather you see you make 2 events 12 times. So you get to know a group of people and they get to know you versus always being the new person. I think it's really hard to get any traction going if you're always the new guy. So try to find a group that works for you time-wise or whatever. I have 4 kids, so I can't make a lot of nighttime events. And I have a life, too, that I want to adhere to. So morning events are good for me. Lunchtime events are great if they're not on Wednesdays. It's kind of, but find what works for you and commit to making those 10, 12 times a year and get to know the people there. The essence of networking, this is just my opinion, the essence of networking is building relationships where you can ask for referrals. We want people to take their mental Rolodex of, let's say, 1,000 people, and while you're getting to know you, they can bring it down to 2 or 3 who they can introduce you to, if you ask. No one's going to do it if you don't ask, by the way. If going to these events is intimidating, and I don't care who you are, walking into a room with 200 people and you're late, it's always intimidating. It should be if it's not. So if you're comfortable with that, let's talk afterwards. You shouldn't be. But get there early. So if it's a 7:30 event, get there at 7:15. Let the room grow on you. It's a lot easier that way. Get your favorite chair. Get yourself situated. Go greet people. Let it grow on you. It's always a good way to do it, at least for me. That's how I do it. The most important part of any networking event, trade show, anything like that, is the follow-up. You have to have a follow-up system. And I'll share with you what my follow-up system is. I have a few systems that just work for me. So I come back with a stack of cards. Let's say it's 20 cards. There used to be an app called Card Munch. It's going out on, I think, July 11th is its last day. And Card Munch was great. You would take a picture of the card, and if you're making new cards, make sure these apps work with your new cards, because this is the future. Nobody's typing in cards anymore. Sorry, Lori. So the new app is Evernote. Evernote is now, I guess, must be owned by LinkedIn, and they combine Card Munch. There's some kind of relationship there. So Evernote now, you can take a picture of the card. It implements the data from the card in the proper spots in your contact area. So the name, the email, the company name. You just have to check it to make sure everything's right. And then you can say connect on LinkedIn, and a message goes out, and then you're done. Then if you have drip marketing, what I have to do is separately add your contact info to my drip marketing, which is a monthly newsletter. And I don't feel the need that I have to ask everyone's permission to do that. I know that's like this big etiquette thing. If somebody doesn't want it, they're going to delete it. It's not offensive. It's not spam. If I've met with you, I think it's okay. Right? Anybody feel differently? Would you be offended if I send you my monthly newsletter with business tips?
I usually appreciate people ask, because I've gotten a lot of things from people that I'm not interested in, so it leaves a bad taste. I mean, you, as an exception, I would be interested in your letter, but as a rule, probably.
Okay.
Does it have an opt-out?
Of course.
As long as
Yeah.
it has an opt-out.
By law, they have to. On the bottom, you have to have an unsubscribe.
You know, one thing, Chris, you said about LinkedIn,
Mhm.
Which I use LinkedIn a lot. I have 30,000 connections, the maximum you're allowed to have.
They're all your dearest friends.
Yes. And do not use their default message. Take the 2 minutes to write something to the person. You're limited in the number of characters. But if you're using the default LinkedIn message, you're just telling somebody, I haven't given you any thought. You know, so take that message, put your own in. You know, it was a pleasure meeting you this morning at the TAB networking event. At least it shows that you've acknowledged who they are, and you're not just clicking through a list.
You know, and I'm guilty on Evernote because I haven't figured out how to do it yet. So if anybody's really good on Evernote, please help me afterwards. On Card Munch, I had a personalized message. So what's your objective at networking events? For me, it's setting up one-on-one so I can ask for a referral. And it's just simply, and it's not a big deal. It's just, who do you know who might be interested in what I do? Give them the opportunity to help you. And so back to the other question was, do you have a networking goal? And I'll tell you what TAB is in a minute when I give you my 2-minute intro, but at the alternative board, basically what we do is we have board meetings where owners hold each other accountable to certain KPIs during the month. So a KPI for me would be to make, let's say, 2 networking events a month. So I did a little cookbook. So if I'm making 2 events a month, and I get 3 one-on-ones a month from the 2 events, that gives me, and I ask for 2 referrals out of the 3. So I'll allow myself to wimp out on 1. Because maybe it doesn't come up, maybe the appointment got rushed, we don't like each other, whatever it might be. But 2 out of the 3, I should have the guts to ask for the referral. So that gives me 72 one-on-ones, 144 opportunities to ask for a referral in a year. Now networking's starting to make sense. If I can get 10% of those, 1 out of 10, to say, yes, I've got a referral for you, here it is. Worst case, I get 14 a year. What's your guys' batting average? What does it go up when somebody's introduced you? It's astronomical, right? So all of a sudden we've gone from like a 2 out of 10 on a first-time appointment to maybe 8 out of 10. And I'm going to give you the line. So if somebody ever gives you a referral, let's say Arnie gives me a referral, I'll meet with the person and I'll say, boy, it was nice of Arnie to introduce us. Why do you think he wanted us to meet? And they start spilling. But if I don't get that warm-up and that referral, it's tough to get the flow going of their pain, basically. So the batting average goes way up. It all starts with the networking. So if we put ourselves in a room of 200 people, we can get 3 one-on-ones, we can ask 2 of those, 2 of the 3 for a referral. Now we've got, what did I say, 144 opportunities a year, 14 referrals at 10%. Who couldn't do 10%? It's really on the people you're meeting with to give them to you, right? And if they say they're going to give you a referral, see if they'll do it on the spot. So if somebody says, oh, you know, I've got somebody I could introduce you to, say, could we do it now? Do you mind calling them now? Or could you send an email now and just copy me on it, warm it up for me? Because they never remember, right? They go on to a next appointment or whatever it is. But I ask them to do it now. You would do it for someone else, right? It's all about treating people the way we want to be treated. That's the platinum rule. The golden rule is treating people the way they want to be treated. So do you have a networking system? So here's mine. This is what I do. And if anybody sees me at an event, you'll see this is what I do every time. So I get to the event early, or at least try to. I'll walk in the door, I'll shake a few hands, I work my way to the coffee, and I'm shaking hands and I'm saying hi to the people I know and I like, but I'm really shaking them off. And then I circle back around to the door and start greeting people. And I'm looking at the badges. And let's say it's at a chamber event, I'll stand there and I'll shake hands and I'll say, hi, I'm Chris, welcome to our chamber. Thanks for the improv there. I'll say, hi, I'm Chris, welcome to our chamber. What do you do? And there's a 3-foot rule to networking. And I'll do it in this building, I don't care where I am, but at a networking event, you can ask anyone, what do you do? It's okay, it's allowed. So I'll say, hi, welcome to our chamber, what do you do? No offense to any ink cartridge people, but I'll say, well, I have an ink cartridge. I work for an ink cartridge company. I'll say, that's great. I hope you have plenty of cards. Coffee's over here. Have a great morning. And that's on to the next person. And let's say the next person is an architect. I'll say, hi, welcome to our chamber. What do you do? Oh, I own an architecture firm. I'm like, that's great. What kind of stuff do you do? Can I have your card? Maybe we can meet afterwards. So I've already got my one-on-one. Coffee's over there. So I'm not talking to the people I know. Being the tab facilitator, I'm separating tab members sometimes because they tend to flock together.
Chris, are you not saying anything about yourself?
No. Never. If they ask, I will. But it's about them. You know, there's a rule in selling that it's 70-30. We want them talking 70% of the time. And that's another talk, another day on how you set that up. But another line. So when I set up a one-on-one, and I don't care if I drew their card or not. I could even say, hey, I found your card on my desk, and I'm not sure why. But I'll call up or I'll email and I'll say, yeah, I have your card. You look interesting. I'd love to learn more about you and your business. Tell you a little bit about me and mine, and see if we have a referral for each other. Can we grab a cup of coffee? Nobody says no to that. It's about them. But you got to stick to that. Yeah, I never think we show up and throw up, as Chip would say. So are you a professional or are you winging it? And I suspect most of us wing it. We can even wing it professionally if we get pretty good at it. But, and who's holding you accountable? And how do you hold yourself accountable? Before going in, this is how you do it, is you give yourself a goal. So before you go into the event, listen to that 2-minute intro that you've pre-recorded and remind yourself, I want to leave here with 3 one-on-ones. And then afterwards, debrief. And say, did I get them? And if you got 2 and there's people still in the room, go back. Go get another. Why go to a 7 a.m. event and not get these one-on-ones? It's why we're there. So I don't know all of you well. I know many of you, but I know a few of you well. And when I saw Arnie's name on the list, Ken's name on the list, Alan's name on these guys know how to network. I almost questioned, well, I did question Arnie. I was like, why are you coming? You're a pro at this, you know. But we can always pick up something, and maybe later we'll have Arnie give his 2-minute intro. It's dynamite. But here's another system that I have, and I learned this from doing years and years of trade shows. So when typically at one of these events, we're sitting at tables of 10, right? Everybody hands out their card to the left kind of thing, and then everybody gets a turn to give their 2-minute intro. So I take notes. First, I look at the front of the card. If I see an AOL email address, radar's already chirping, this guy's not for real. You know, it's not a business. It's somebody, I don't know, doing this as a hobby kind of thing. But I have a system of 1 through 5 that I write on the back of the card. The ones are the AOL email addresses. No offense to anyone who has one. Change it if you do. I'm not the only one who thinks like this. The ones are people that I'm not going to necessarily rush out and think of as potential members or centers of influence. But then again, that's a mistake, because you never know who they're married to, who their neighbors are, who their siblings are, who they know. They could be a great center of influence. You know, you look at me and you figure, who's this guy with a ponytail? You know, who could he know? You know, little do people know that, you know, my Rolodex is pretty good. So 1 through 5, I rate them. The 5s, I follow up on that afternoon. Have a system for yourself. I don't care if it's A, B, or C, but have a rating system that you can write on the back of the cards. Because you're not going to remember by the time you get to it, you know, the following Monday or that afternoon, whatever it is, you're going to meet a lot of people. How do you know what a good event is? What are you looking for in a networking event? I'll tell you what I'm looking for. No offense to the BNI or the Latippers here. I don't like weekly events. It's too much. I don't want to go every Tuesday at 7 a.m. to meet with the same 50 people. It doesn't make sense for me. I don't like these groups with a lot of rules. You know, you have to come with this, you have to do. I like the monthly events. I can schedule it for the rest of the year. I can plan vacations around it or whatever I have to do. So find groups that just work for you. And I wouldn't recommend just joining any and all. It's a lot of work doing the follow-up. 144 one-on-ones, that's a lot of work. So you spend your time well. So a lot of questions. I hope by now you've gotten a feel that we're no longer just going to wing it, right? That networking is a professional thing to do. It's a real tool. It's something that can work for you. Any questions before we talk about the etiquette? Okay. So etiquette of networking. Be respectful of the venue and the people. Dress appropriately and act accordingly. Don't act like you're at a sporting event or a concert if you're at a networking event. If the event has rules, follow them. Try to fit in. We don't want you to stand out negatively. Please be on time, attentive, be engaging, and not controversial. If for some reason you're going to be late, just come in quickly and quietly. You know, don't be one of these people that comes in late, you've got someone at the podium, and you're high-fiving everyone. You know, we've seen it. It's not fair to the people at the podium. It really is a negative view on you. Just find a seat, sit down. You missed that chance. Most importantly, be respectful of the other people. Networking works best when we like you. When someone is sharing their 2-minute intro, at least pretend to be paying attention. If they want interaction, give it. If they don't, don't. Don't step on them. You know, some people are at different stages and it can flow, it may not flow. You know, you can always help them out. If somebody falls short, I'll always jump in, or somebody will, and say, so what's a good referral for you? Do something like that. But don't step on their line. Some people get very distracted. These rooms are, you know, low ceilings, 20 tables, 10 tables, whatever it might be. It gets loud. It's hard to do this. You know, the last thing you want to be is distracting to someone. It's just not going to help. And, you know, the whole texting thing, you know, I'm pretty impressed. I've only seen one person text. That means I'm holding your attention. You know, that's always been a good rule. I heard that at an event. Some speaker said that. Don't say not to text. If you want to text, text. But it's a barometer for, you know, the person giving their 2-minute intro. If you see people leaning in, they can't hear you. Speak up. Look for cues. Treat people the way you want to be treated. And here's my biggest pet peeve, perhaps. Don't sell multiple products. Don't be the person there who's got this wonderful dog grooming thing. And by the way, I do credit card processing also. You know, we've all seen it. You don't, if you're there to sell credit card processing, then sell that. Go to the event for that. Don't do 2 or 3 things. It just doesn't make you look professional. All right, so let's talk about your 2-minute intro. We're running a little behind, sorry about that, but let's talk about your 2-minute intro. At most of these events, you're going to be given the opportunity to do this. I think that it's pretty much the norm these days is 2 minutes, right? Would you guys agree that are around? I've been to some events where it's 4 minutes. There, what I recommend is some question and answers. But here's how I do it. I'm making a cheeseburger. Everybody like cheeseburgers? Okay, we know how to make them. So you got buns on both sides. The buns are your name and your company name. So I always start out, hi, my name's Chris Lipper, and I own the local franchise of the Alternative Board. And then I'll end by saying, I'm Chris Lipper, I own the local franchise of the Alternative Board. And the reason I do that is, first of all, no one's listening. They're all thinking about what they're going to say. So unless you're near the anchor spot, they're more worried about what they're going to say than what you're going to say. But you may say something that triggers a thought. And they'll be like, well, who is that guy? And, you know, you're wearing one of these badges that say, hello, my name is, and it's crinkled, and they can't see your name. So let them know who you were, so they can look at your card and take a note on it, that there was some interest there. After the buns, I go with some ingredients, and I don't know who the audience is. I'll have a feel for it by that point, so I don't know what points I'm going to make. And I'll give you mine in a second, and hopefully I don't choke, but I try to tell them a little bit about myself first, and kind of don't just jump into the plaid jacket sales guy, but let them know a little bit of something, a little bit memorable about me. So when they see me, they're like, oh yeah, there's that guy that, you know, whatever, lives in Morristown and has 4 kids. And then it's part of the thought process. They won't remember my name, but they'll remember the story and what I do, hopefully, and can give a referral. You want to be referable, personable, and memorable. So be likable, smile. I'm not good at that, but smile. Be personable, be memorable. So again, what we're really doing is taking people's mental Rolodex of 1,000 people, getting it down to 2 or 3 they can introduce you to. That's the objective. Has to be. Give us a takeaway, give us something we can work with, something personal, something professional. And, you know, I always like to say, we can't all grow ponytails. You got to find your own thing. You know? All right, so I'm going to give my 2-minute intro, and hopefully I don't choke. It's not always so easy. And what I shoot for is about 1:30, 1:45. So there's time for a quick question if somebody has one, because that brings in the table. It shows that somebody was engaged and someone was listening. I always pull out my stopwatch so I can pace myself. Another tip I recommend for yourself. And if I'm facilitating a table, I'll have the stopwatch out, not that I'm keeping time, so others can pace themselves too. But it's nice to know how we're doing, because all of a sudden the 2 minutes can go quick, and they'll ring that bell or whatever, they'll yell next, and you haven't gotten to make your point. All right, so we'll give this a shot. I am feeling pressure, I have to tell you. Good morning, everybody. My name's Chris Lipper, and I own the local franchise of the Alternative Board. And I've got to tell you that 8 a.m. events are not my thing, and I really don't like this. I'm glad you're all here, and this event's been great for me, so I try to make the most of it. I live in Morristown. I have 4 kids, and I think I have the greatest job in the world. I get to work with business owners. And what we do at the Alternative Board, which is a franchise, there's 150 of us worldwide, and ours right here in Morris County, fastest growing worldwide. We have 70 owners on boards in TAB. They come to us to see what we're doing right, and a lot of it's networking. So what we do is we create monthly board meetings where we have 8 owners on a board, and they meet monthly to do the opposite of this. It's not networking. They come and discuss challenges with each other, and they get feedback from each other, and the board will hold them accountable to making a change based on the challenge. In between board meetings, we have monthly coaching. The facilitator will come out, or they will come to either way, and discuss next month's challenge, or discuss the past month's challenge, but there'll be a monthly one-on-one coaching by the facilitator. On top of the monthly board meeting, the one-on-one coaching, we have a monthly lunch and learn, where our community comes together and meets with each other. It's generally one of our members presenting to the group, an infomercial of sorts. We have an annual event where we have Entrepreneur of the Year awards, that kind of stuff. About 10% of most rooms that we go to for networking are TAB members. We wear these badges so we can see who we are. Our cancellation policy is 30 days. Our average stay is 6 years. Our average member owns a $6 million company with 12 employees. My name's Chris Lipper, and I own the local franchise of the Alternative Board. I'm in at 56. Arnie's better than me, but that's, so that's mine. So what I want to do now is, and Arnie, I'm sorry, I would have you do yours, but we're running short on time. So what I would like you to do now is we're going to start practicing your 2-minute intros. So I'm going to, every other group, so starting with David and Arnie, you go first and give David yours, okay? And then when you're done, you're going to give Arnie yours, but you're going to give each other feedback in between. So it's not harsh feedback. It's not, oh, you suck. It's more like ask each other, so what did you like about it? What didn't you like? What would you like to change? And take notes. I hope you all have pens and paper that you can take notes on. The groups next to them, I want you to start crafting your cheeseburger. And the reason why I don't want too much noise on top of each other, so that gives a buffer in between. So we'll go every other. And every 2 minutes, we're going to switch. We'll give 30 seconds in between, okay, for the feedback. And we'll just go around. And then at the end, and this should take probably 40 minutes, at the end, you guys decide who wants to come up here. We're going to have a microphone and give their 2-minute intro. Fair enough? But I promise it'll leave better than it is now. Okay? So now we're going to ask for sort of volunteers, or I'm going to ask you to come on up. And we'll do one from each group. And come on up. You guys decide. We're going to start here, and then we'll showcase Arnie, show you how it's done. And then we'll go around, and just one from each of your groups. Come on up and give their 2-minute intro.
Money. It's what drives every business. They say sales is the lifeblood of a business, but it's not a sale until the money is in the bank. And until you can spend it, it's not yours. I'm Arnie Salkin from Transworld Systems, and we offer businesses and medical practices a flat fee suite of services with reminders and diplomatic collections with the highest results in the collections industry. Typical collection agency gets 14% collection rate. That includes us. Our success rate is 56%, 4 times the industry average. I have one client who spent $700 purchasing a 50 account system. So far, we've collected $17,000 for him on 10 accounts. If he had gone to one of my competitors, that would have been at least a $7,000 contingency fee. How would you like to spend $700 and get $17,000? What would that do for your business? I'm Arnie Salkin from Transworld Systems. We make cash flow.
Good morning. My name is Ken Toomey. I'm with IT Radix. This is my business card. We're an IT support firm that makes sure that customers sleep well at night, knowing if there was a flood in their business last night, that they could be up and running in no time the next morning, because we take care of their technology, computer support, and architecture 24/7, making sure their business is run well and that they have a technology foundation for their business that's really secure. IT Radix is a woman-owned business out of Whippany, New Jersey, owned by a woman named Kathy Koloff, who's been doing it for a host of years. We've been in business since 2008 under that name. We run our business, and Kathy runs her business life according to the core values that are on the back of our business card. And you'll see the first one says, "Wow Service," and clients come first. Those are the things that we really set us apart and what we make sure to do every day in our business. We're a 24-person operation. We service both the Mac and PC technologies, so we can do that with across the board. Our core values are what drive us. A good referral for our business is an organization that's unsure of how their technology is working for them, looking for efficiencies. And usually 10 to 40 computers, people working with them, is the folks that really value the business acumen that we can bring. And one of the other things that really sets us apart, in addition to our dedication to success, is that we have geeks with personality. We don't speak in acronyms, and we take our customers' businesses seriously, and we take our business seriously, but we don't take ourselves seriously. We have a lot of fun. Ken Toomey, IT Radix.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Gary Russikoff. My company is Russikoff LLC. I'm a CPA. And when you think CPA, very often you think the person with the blinders on, they sit in the dark room, and quite frankly, as Chris was pointing out before, I really love what I do. I chose to do it many, many years ago. I graduated from Syracuse University in 1980, degree in accounting. And this is all I've done in many different facets. The first firm that I ever worked for was a small organization where I made the decision back then that this is what I would do. I don't want to say for the rest of my life sounds pretty intense, but really what it's all about is, I'll take it a little bit further. You think about taxes, that's a segment of my business, and tax planning. But most of all, what's very, very important to me is engaging my clients really on a path, a life path, I should say. Are they properly protected? Are they saving? Are they growing? You know, what are their families? To hear someone speak about the size of their family immediately makes me think about what can I do for them, because I want to leave an imprint that really will be a lifetime experience. It's not just, you know, Gary did my tax return, and you know, and I've had those clients that just say, you know, Gary, where do I sign? Let's just get this done. So that's not what I'm looking for. The client that's not going to feel any appreciation for what I do, I really don't want to work with, because it's a no-win situation. You're not going to get paid properly from those clients because they really are never going to like what you do. So what am I actually looking for? It's people that get it, and to be more specific, it's really people that want to take a long, long life with me and really impact and allow me to impact their lives. To be a little more specific, I've worked with medical professionals for a long time. Gary Russikoff, Russikoff LLC. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Stan Stoller from Microsurgeon Data Recovery. I think you can glean from the name of my company what we do. We recover data from hard drives, computer hard drives that have crashed. We were in Bergen County for the past 28 years, moved here back in October, moved the operation into Morris Plains, and trying now to let people know that we are here. Our business model is similar to the fire department. You don't necessarily want to call us every day and say, "Hey, I don't have a fire yet, but I'm going to keep you in mind." But you do want to know that we're here. Put our name on your refrigerator, so when the day comes, and it will, you know who to call. Everybody's got a hard drive. Every individual, every corporation, and of course, not everybody has critical data on it, but a lot of people do. And whether it's your children's pictures of your children from day one, which we get a lot of that, or whether it's your accounting, your corporate accounting system, when the day comes that you lose it, it can be very stressful. There are a couple of big national companies that do what we do. California, they're spread around the country. They're very expensive. We are not. So that is our niche. We're obviously a much smaller company. We respond quickly when you have the problem because we're here. You don't have to send your drive to far-flung parts of the country. Again, I'm microsurgeon, data recovery. My name is Stan Stoller. Thank you.
There you go.
How you guys doing today? My name is Jason Zaplin from DJ Zap Music Entertainment. We're a full-service entertainment company based in Livingston, New Jersey. We do weddings, corporate events, sweet 16s, bar and bat mitzvahs. We do tons of events around the area, in the Essex County area, New York City, Manhattan, East Side, West Side, and we work with event planners. I love what I do. I have a passion for it. I'm originally a dancer. I'm a ballroom dancer, break dancer. That's how I got started in this business, and I love trying to make a smile on someone's face doing an event, and really engaging somebody at a party, and that's my passion. And I love it, and I love what I do. We work with a lot of event professionals in New York City, and we do lighting, we do staging, we do multimedia. We have the top dancers in New York City. All of my dancers go from Steps from New York City Broadway Dance Center. That's how I started my business. I started when I was at a young boy, and now I'm gradually growing. And it's been a great opportunity, and I love what I do, and we're gradually growing. And if you need a party, just give us a call. We're based in Livingston, New Jersey, and I appreciate the time. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Emily Palazzolo. I'm with Gray Sky Films, and we produce original video content for businesses. Has anyone here ever used video in their company? A couple people. That's great, because more and more companies are realizing that video is a great tool for marketing, for sales presentations, even internally for training or for newsletters. Our clients are very diverse. We work with marketing agencies, and we've created some awesome content for bigger companies, names you guys might know, like Propel, HTC, Gatorade. We also work with a lot of local businesses around here, a lot of businesses in Morristown too, and help them create videos that they can use to market their businesses. We also do a lot of our own fun content for ourselves. We like to produce blogs, different tips and tricks, those kinds of things, newsletters, and some fun side projects. We actually last year completed a documentary that we have been putting in a couple different film festivals too. So we like to keep the artistic side as well as the business side. I love what I do. I've been there for 7 years now. We're in Rockaway. We have about 12 employees. And if anybody here wants to take a look at any of our videos, please check out our website. And again, I'm Emily Palazzolo with Gray Sky Films.
Hi, I'm Alan Valvano from Pay Media, located in East Hanover, New Jersey. We're a payroll, human resources, and time attendance company. We're located in East Hanover, and we go by 4 marketing words, which really, I think, identify our company. We're flexible, we're reliable, we're accountable, and we're personable. We're flexible in that we'll do what you need to get done to run your payroll. Reliable, we'll make sure you get your payroll on time. We're accountable, which means that if anything goes wrong, anything happens, you just call us. We take care of it. From the IRS to the bank to whatever you call us, we'll handle it for you. And one of my favorite words is we're personable, which means if you don't like us, don't work with us. We want to work with happy people. My employees are happy. My clients are happy. Last 2 things I'll tell you, it's on the back of my business card if you get one. It says that we pay attention and we care. One of the things that identifies us most of all is we really do care about our clients. My employees care about our clients as if they were a part of your company. So, Alan Valvano, Pay Media. We're flexible, reliable, accountable, and personable. Human resources, payroll, and time and attendance. Alan Valvano, thank you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Jared Rockman. I work with T-Mobile Business Solutions. I appreciate the opportunity to meet with everybody. These events are new to me. I'm learning. I'm trying to learn how to network and and grow my business for me and my reps in my market. A little bit about myself. Recently married, currently live in Nutley, New Jersey, and I've been with T-Mobile for about 3 years. A little bit about T-Mobile. We specialize in wireless technologies, ranging anywhere from simplicity of cell phones to mobile broadband to tablets to as intricate as static IP, private APN, asset tracking, things of that nature. The best way to think of it is any connectivity that you need outside of your four walls of your business, we can help. Some of the differentiators of us. We don't do contracts. They're optional for you, which is pretty cool. We have early upgrade eligibility, so we let you upgrade when you want, not when you're told. We have great roaming rates for international purposes, so companies can take advantage of that. We're giving free data till the end of the year. So T-Mobile is really making a change, really making a splash in the industry. Typically referrals that I'm looking for, any company that could take advantage of those types of situations, looking to save a little money, increase your bottom line and efficiency. Again, I'm Jared Rockman, and I work for T-Mobile Business Solutions. Thank you very much.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Patty Singer with Follow Me Social Media Consulting. I am from up in Sussex County, New Jersey, where we basically have to deal with the bear and the deer and as the antelopes play for traffic. So getting down here at 7 a.m. is always a treat. What I do is I work with small and mid-sized businesses to help them with their presence on all the different social media platforms. It's not a matter of when you do social media, it's you need to do it now. It is not going away. And I can help you with that, either by setting up your profiles on the different platforms and turning it back over to you so you can do it or one of your staff can do it. I can also set you up, work with you on a strategy, and then turn it back over to you to implement. Or if you throw your hands up in the air and say, I don't want anything to do with this, you can be out working your business while I manage it all for you. I am Patty Singer. Follow Me Social Media Consulting. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Kelly McHale with Residential Home Funding. I'm a mortgage loan originator. I lived here in Morristown for the past 7 years, and I like to stay busy by getting involved with different sports. I play volleyball about 3 times a week, and I love what I do because it's challenging. It's day-to-day working with clients, helping them through the pre-approval process, from pre-approval to closing. It's very rewarding when someone finally is settling on their home. I like to make sure I pride myself making sure that my clients are fully qualified before they enter into a real estate transaction. I'd like to know that they're comfortable. This is one of the largest financial transactions someone will make in their lifetime, and they need to be comfortable with their payments and comfortable with their situation for the long run. And I make sure I'm very thorough in doing that. Our company is a smaller company, but we do the same things that all the big banks do, like a Wells Fargo, a Chase. We have the same products, but also being a smaller company, we have some niche products as well. So I pretty much have something for everyone. Lots of different options that make sure they're in the right program. Again, Kelly McHale with Residential Home Funding. And actually a good referral for me is anyone you know that's purchasing or would like to refinance, as well as realtors. My main area is Morris, Somerset, and Sussex counties, so realtors in the areas are great referrals for me. Also financial planners and CPAs who are looking at people's finances on a day-to-day basis. Real estate attorneys and divorce attorneys are great referrals as well. Kelly McHale with Residential Home Funding.
Morning. Michael Givner, Transworld Business Advisors. We're business brokers and franchise consultants. Transworld's a 35-year-old company. We have 80 offices across the country now with about 300 advisors. I own the local office here in Morristown, New Jersey. Just to tell you a quick little something about me, I'm married. My wife's a dentist. We've been in Livingston 10 years now, and I have 3 sons who are my life. They're 9, 8, and 5. What's business brokerage and franchise consulting? Some of you might be thinking that. What we do is we work with business owners that are looking to sell their business. Oftentimes, the business owner doesn't give it any thought until he says, how am I getting out of here? That's where I come in. And the key is to plan for that in advance. So we work with owners that are looking to sell. That's the business brokerage side of what we do. We also do expansion for companies. Sometimes a company's looking to expand. Becoming a franchise is an option for them. Transworld's a franchise. Tab is a franchise. Transworld started 35 years ago, one office in Florida, and today I just described what it is now. And then the other side with franchising, we work with buyers that are looking for opportunities. They can't find what they're looking for locally, so we'll help them sift through the numerous opportunities in the franchise world. So if you know somebody who owns a business and is thinking of selling it, or wants to expand it and is not sure how, or you know somebody that's looking to buy their own business or franchise, I'd love to meet with them. Michael Givner, Transworld Business Advisors.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Gerard with Pure Simple Wellness, and I'm a holistic health coach. And the reason I got into the holistic health coaching business is about 5 years ago, I was really, really sick. I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't chase after my kids. I was really, really sick. And in trying to figure out what was wrong, I learned about the holistic approach to healing. And, you know, people tout holistic. What does it mean? It's really simple. It's looking at the body as a whole, looking at decisions that we make. It can be stress, it can be sleep, it can be the foods that we put in our body, and how they actually make a difference in how we feel. I run clean eating programs, I do corporate wellness programs to help companies help their employees to have more energy. I have clients who, after working with me, they have more energy, they've improved their immune system, so therefore they're not out of work as often, which is better for the employer. They sleep better. If you sleep better, you feel better. There's no question about that. And one of the other things that sometimes happens too is people actually lose weight in the process. I am not a weight loss consultant. I just really work with people to feel better. For me, my ideal referral is someone perhaps who does corporate wellness, a corporate wellness officer, an HR person, or even I run my clean eating program, for example, with my gym. So someone who owns a health club, or even a personal trainer who wants to put together some type of a program. So I'm Elizabeth Gerard, Pure Simple Wellness, and I really want, my goal of my company is to make people feel better and educate people on how they can feel better.
Good morning. My name is Gretchen Halsey. I'm a loan officer for Residential Home Funding. We're a local bank located right here in Parsippany, New Jersey. I'm originally from Pennsylvania, and somehow my crazy friends decided to convince me to move to New Jersey. I've lived in, I don't know what I was thinking, but I've lived in Morristown for 3 years, and I'm not sure if any of you have had the pleasure of living there or visiting. It's a great town, a lot of young professionals, a lot going on, and it's definitely an up-and-coming town. As far as a loan originator, I'm not sure if anyone here has purchased a home over the last couple years, but basically what I would do is pre-approve you for a home purchase transaction or a refinance transaction. And the good thing about us being right here in Parsippany is we can be a part of the process from beginning to end. We work with the realtors and the attorneys in the beginning all the way through the closing at the end. And it's a huge investment. It's one of the biggest investments that you're going to make in your life, and it's a stressful process. What I can do is come meet you at your house. I'll sit down with you, get you really pre-approved, make sure the realtor knows that you're actually going to be able to afford the home that they are taking you out to look for. A great referral for me would, again, be realtors and attorneys. That's who we work with, or anyone that you know who's purchasing a home, maybe has mentioned that their mortgage payment is a little high and can't really afford it. I can see what I can do, help them out. Again, my name is Gretchen Halsey with Residential Home Funding.
How y'all doing today? My name is David Piccolo from T-Mobile Small Business. A little bit about myself is I've been in the industry for about 9 years. Before I came to T-Mobile, I was with AT&T for a very long time. And the reason that I made the switch is because T-Mobile is doing things for you as the customer. We're trying to make sure that you guys don't have to worry about data overages, or really any overages really at all. It's really annoying when you come in and you look at your bill that's supposed to be $200 and ends up being $300, $350, $400. So Chris Lipper, I met him, he came into my store, dropped an $18,000 bill on my desk and said, "This is not right."
True story.
I said, "No, I think we could do something about this." So I looked at it and I took care of him. And that's something that I want to do for you. I saved him, what, it was $17,000 or something around there?
I wasn't going to pay it.
That's a lot of money. What would $17,000 do for your business? It would change quite a few different things. I was talking to Arnie, he said he wanted to buy 2 monitors for all of his computers that he had. But, you know, I'm not going to save you $17,000 on every occasion. You're not going to have a $17,000 bill with your small business. But what I can do is I'll come in and I'll talk to you. I'll do an analysis of your bill, and I'll see what I can do for you. We don't just lower your costs. I want to give you more for what you're paying for a lower cost and get you new solutions that are going to help your business. I want to make it so you have GPS tracking, or so you have a tablet that you weren't going to have before. That's something that I'm here for. You don't know what's out there. I want to make you know what you can do to make your business better, more efficient, and make you more money. I'm David Piccolo from T-Mobile Small Business, and I'll talk to you soon.
You guys all did great. Nobody went over. You all had a little time left, so there could have been some questions if need be. But I'm impressed. I thought you all came off confident and everything else. It's 9:58. In typical tab function, we're ending on time, which I was a little nervous at one point. I thank you all for coming. I am available to come to offices and do this. We can dive a little deeper. We do have some appointments set up with the Carpet Girl and some other places if you want this in-house. Please fill out your surveys, and thank you.